All right.
And it says preparing.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on my phone.
And it usually, just make sure you got your volume all the way down, but it usually is like a little lag in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see it on there. I think it's.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's still doing things over here, which is okay. That gives people some time to get in here.
Okay. See?
Because I appear to be frozen on my end. Am I frozen on your?
No, check it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm frozen on mine over here. Okay, now I have to turn my volume off on YouTube as soon as it stops spinning. Oh, it's already off. Okay. We got 3 people in the house.
Yep, that's what it says.
Are you done Christmas shopping?
No. Nowhere near.
Really? Well, you better get busy. Did you not know Christmas is next Friday?
Well, guys are last minute all the time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
we're
That's
last minute,
very
man. We don't prepare properly.
right, right. Yeah, y'all do. Y'all wait till the last minute. So we got Miss B, Tabitha T. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Come on in.
Yes, 14 in there now.
Miss Watkins, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Keisha. Oh, okay, so it's going up. Yeah, there's such a lag on this thing. It makes me crazy. Like you can't be looking at it on something else. I try to
Right.
keep my phone up because I can see the comments on my phone easily. But
Right. Matter
yeah.
of fact, let's do that.
So your newest purchase was I've been seeing some hauls popping up. It looked like a lot on your channel. You've been kind of like fragging out, huh?
But you know how it is. I think we always get like a couple fragrances in a week.
Yeah.
So it's like there was, I think maybe a couple weeks ago, well, honestly, more like last month, I slowed down a little bit, but I picked back up.
Yeah.
So I think the last thing that I got was Side Effect, Initio Side Effect.
Oh, oh yeah, that's a good one. That's
It's
really
dope,
good.
man. Oh yeah,
Yes,
it's
I
dope.
like that. Um, and of course you got Angel Share, which you
You know
said
it.
you're digging. I'm trying
Yep.
to raise
So
my computer up and
they
see
need to go
because
watch the review, Eva.
yes, go
This
to
right here.
Bowtie Fragrance Guys channel. Is that too? Yeah, that's gonna be too high. Dang. Because it feels so weird because you're down here on my computer screen and my camera's up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it always looks like I'm not looking at you, but I am. I'm looking
Hey,
at you on
we
the
can roll
screen.
with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Angel Share. What's your scent of the night?
Well, it's funny that you would ask that because as I don't know how it is for you, but as a fragrance reviewer, I'm always wearing like multiple things.
Oh
So
yeah.
I actually wore a Zaro's Wanted by Night today. Have you ever smelled that?
Have I ever smelled that?
Yes.
Absolutely. That is hands down one of my favorite male fragrances.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. My
You have
husband
good
has,
taste.
I know. So they tell me no. I got my husband Wanted and Wanted by Night, but I prefer Wanted by Night. Wanted
Yeah,
by Night
man.
is a sexy beast and it's
It
cheap,
is.
right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I mean. That makes it even better, of
right,
course.
right.
But yeah, I wore that today, man. It is it's so good. And it took me a while to get it. It's like I knew I wanted it, but for some reason I kept just kind of passing it by until like maybe a month and a half ago. I picked it up and it's like, oh my goodness. Because I like the original one as well, but this one with the cinnamon and some of the darker
Yeah,
notes in there is just even better, and I love it. So
yeah,
uh, I wore that today, but I was also uh, trying to contrast two fragrances. I picked up uh, Mr. Burberry Indigo, because I found it for a cheap price. So I
yeah.
picked that up, and I was trying to compare it to Acquadigio Profondo. So I had that on one arm, and I had Profondo on another arm. So I got multiple scents of the night.
Yeah, I know all about that.
What was yours?
Tonight, I'm actually wearing Lav X,
Mm,
Lavender Extreme.
I like
Um,
that.
I love this. So
I don't
good.
have it yet, but
Oh, really? Yeah.
yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. One of my favorites. I badly want to give this to my husband, but I cannot because sometimes you know how it is like when your wife likes to wear stuff and you like to wear stuff and you know
Yeah.
you don't want to be wearing the same stuff on the same day. So I'm like, I don't know. But I love it on me. I actually have bought body oil, a lavender extreme body oil, a lotion, and I layer those two together and
Okay.
crazy,
Come
crazy.
through then, Eva.
Hey,
Come through.
I gotta be stinking up the block over here. I can't. You go outside smelling basic, right? So I got my two. Actually, let me be clear about one thing. I have packages that are like floating around out there, in La La Land.
Yeah.
No date to be delivered, no current city. I have two packages that have actually been sitting in St. Louis for 5 days.
You live in St.
No,
Louis?
huh?
You live in St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
I could walk to go get the packages. That's how close to my house they are.
will they allow you to do that?
Absolutely not.
Oh man, come on.
Now, when's the last time you went to the post office and say, "Hey, I need to dig through that barrel because I know I got some stuff in there"?
You know what? Like, okay, well, I guess like the local post office here sometimes if they receive the packet, but there's a hub and then there's like the actual local post office.
Right.
So if it's at the hub, no, but if it's at my actual local post office, they have it,
Yeah.
sitting there. But most of the time they go ahead and deliver it. So I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's crazy out there, man. There's a lot of people that have packages in limbo.
Yeah.
I see a lot of folks complaining about that.
Yeah. A lot of people. And I'm actually, and I'll make this announcement tonight. I have not even announced the winners of my giveaway, y'all, because I don't want to mail anything. Like I'm not mailing anything right now. So I'm just going to wait until all this mess is over with. And then, I'll go mail some stuff. And not only that, like I was going to go to UPS the other day because I was like, forget the post office.
Right.
I pulled up at UPS and the line, and it was cold outside this day. The line was all the way from the UPS door, probably 2 blocks long.
Yeah,
And I
it's
was like,
crazy.
no, I'm not doing that. We can't.
That's the definition of discouraging.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, no, I'm not standing in that line. So, everybody's shopping online. I feel bad for some people because some people don't understand that they're probably not going to have Christmas if they're waiting on the Christmas packages to be delivered.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We haven't. Well, knock on wood, we haven't run into a lot of mailing issues yet. But I know that it's quite frequent right now with folks having problems with the post office. So
Yeah.
you definitely rolling the dice, getting stuff mailed right now.
Right. Now, what city are you in?
I'm in South Carolina,
Oh, that's
Columbia, South Carolina,
South Carolina.
way
I don't
down
know
in the
why
deep.
I keep trying to put you in New York.
Oh,
Why I
really?
keep trying to put you. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been there a couple times. Yeah, I'm a Southern guy.
South Carolina. I've been there. I used to come there every year. Actually, I used to go to Biker Boys Weekend every year.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach. Yeah. Yeah. Or not Biker Boys Weekend. Actually, it's Bike Week that they have on Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Biker
Like
Boys
Memorial Weekend
in Oklahoma. Bike Week.
Yeah, in Memorial Day, around the Memorial Day holiday here in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went?
Oh, it's probably been about maybe like 9 years since I've been. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I sold my crotch rocket and I got a cruiser. So
So you ride bikes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's one thing I've never done. I'm afraid
Really?
of it.
Oh, don't be afraid. No, I'm kind of afraid these days myself. I don't ride as much as I used to. It's so dangerous now,
Right.
Or I'm just getting old one too.
Well, see, that's always been my mentality that that's super dangerous.
Yeah. Everything's dangerous though. You could go to step out of bed in the morning, fall, bump your head on a nightstand, and
that's true.
A wrap, right?
That's true. I'll take my chances with that though. I'll take my chances.
Right. You want to tell the people what cocktail you're sipping on tonight?
Yeah, it's again, I told you I keep messing the name up. It's called 20 Grand.
20 Grand.
It's a peach flavored it's a vodka actually, but it's infused with cognac.
I need to write that down.
Yeah, you need to write that down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that with some peach juice.
It's pretty good.
I'm having hibiki tonight. And no rocks, no nothing. I'm just having a shot. This is gonna be my only cocktail tonight, and then I'm sure I'll be somewhere like 10 toes up as soon as this show is over.
You gonna pass out?
As soon as it's over. Chances are, yeah. Chances are.
So let me, what's been your latest pickups? Like, what's the most recent things you picked up fragrance?
Would that have made it to my address?
Yes.
Yeah, I bought 2 of them. I got that newest Tom Ford fragrance that hasn't even been released yet. And
which one?
The Tuberoos New.
How'd you do that?
It's at the post office though. It's one of the packages that's been sitting at the post office for 5 days.
How'd you pull that off? I said, how'd you pull that off, getting it?
Well, there's a guy in the group that he always has them like before they actually get released,
Really?
And let me tell you what happened to me with Effin' Fabulous and Lost Terry. I saw him post them and I was like, I ain't never seen those before. I know every Tom Ford fragrance there is. So I was like, those ain't real.
Right.
So I did some research on the internet, and all I could ever find was the trademark that Tom Ford had trademarked the name Effin' Fabulous.
Right.
Lost Terry, he had trademarked the name Lost Terry. But I never saw the bottle or anything. The only time I ever saw the bottle was when he posted it for sale. So I was like, I can't trust it. I ain't doing it.
Right.
Missed out on it. It came out 3 months later. I ended up paying retail for Effin' Fabulous, right?
Right.
Same thing happened with Lost Cherry. He had it. I'm like, I don't know. I ain't seen nothing about that. Slept on it, missed it, paid retail for it. He had Soleil Neige. He had Rose Prick. So this time I saw that pop up and somebody actually sent me a message and said, hey, so-and-so has the new, because he had 2 of them. He had there's a new Jasmine Rouge and that Tuberoos New. And I sent him a message and he answered. He was like, yeah, I got one more. I was like, it's mine.
So can you say it publicly what group this is, or?
I don't know. I'll tell you offline.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work.
I'll tell you offline.
That'll
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, so I got it. And he actually shipped like the fastest I've ever seen anybody ship. Like I PayPal him, he sent me a shipping confirmation, and then the next day my stuff was already moving. It moved, got to St. Louis, and just stopped. And so I was like, yeah, that's great.
Well, I'm gonna pray that that I don't experience that here because I've been doing pretty good now as of late with
Yeah.
things getting delivered on time. But it's been coming through. But that's been more so UPS though.
UPS and FedEx are still on their JOB, as well as DHL. I mean, DHL is fast. Now, DHL might tear your stuff up, but
Yeah.
they're fast and they're still sending stuff on time. So I got this. I got another Floriku. Look at the colors of this thing. Isn't
That's
that
dope.
ridiculous?
Oh
That
yeah,
is
that's
so
dope.
nice. And this is called This July Evening. It's like chamomile, has a really nice chamomile, real strong chamomile note. But it's
Okay.
really nice. I'm still working with this one, but I really like it. And then I had to get Miss Woman Amouage
Ah,
because I have Miss Man. So I was like,
how do you enjoy that? You like that
um,
one? Do you like that one?
I don't know. You know, it reminds me of like if you went to a rich old lady's estate sale and you got like a
Uh-huh.
really expensive, maybe like Chanel coat of hers,
Uh-huh.
it would smell like this.
Okay. I gotta get where you're going with that.
Yeah, it would smell like this.
So I don't know, and I think that's why you're struggling with that one.
But Amouage, do you have any Amouage fragrances?
Yeah, I have 5. And honestly, it's like I'll smell a couple more, and I think there's maybe 2 other ones that's on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
But that, Amouage is to me, it's a very acquired taste.
And I
Like,
was gonna say that usually when I get an Amouage fragrance, I smell it, I form this opinion about it,
yeah,
and then I wear it. And then sometimes I have to wear it like 2 or 3 times to really start to have an appreciation for it. Like I'm like,
yeah.
this is good. Like Epic Woman and Lyric Woman were that way for me. I hated Epic Woman. I was like, oh no, this is too mature for me. But then I fell in love with this really a nice fragrance. Yeah, definitely an acquired taste.
Have you smelled Lyric Man?
Oh, I have Lyric Man. Yeah.
Okay, so I've never smelled Lyric Woman. Are they the same? Are they very similar or very different?
Totally different.
Really?
Yes, totally different. Because Lyric Man is that clean, fresh, citrusy rose vibe, right?
Right.
That like anytime, any place type fragrance, any weather. I don't know if you wear Lyric Man in the winter, but and then um Lyric Woman is like very grown up. It's very thick, heavy, mature rose fragrance. Kind of
Mm.
spicy as well. Yeah, totally different. All the parfums are totally different than the pour hommes. All of them are.
Yeah, because I've heard folks say that the Lyric Woman is a little more masculine than the Lyric Man, which
Yeah,
is, of course, ironic to that it would be that way. But that's what I've heard. But
yeah,
I've just never smelled a Lyric Woman before. But I love Lyric Man.
yeah.
Uh,
It's totally different. You're not going to get anywhere near the same vibe at
wow.
all.
So which do you
Yeah.
prefer?
Oh man, Lyric Man,
Really?
hands down. Oh, Lyric Man is amazing, right? Don't you think so? It's just so
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
that's the missus. That's one of her favorites.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's my favorite on me. I like I like it on me, but
That bottle is almost gone.
yeah, I love Lyric. Lyric Man, very nice. So we were going to talk about, you were going to give the ladies some good ideas to get for their significant other, their boo thing, husband for Christmas.
Wow.
Good gifts, no ties, no socks.
Right. Ties and socks, man. That's the fallback.
Unless I do buy like crazy socks for my husband. I love to buy those.
Well, I mean, socks, that's one of my well, at least it was one of my hobbies, like to collect socks. Like I have like I couldn't tell you how many pairs of socks I have, like happy socks and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
I think that's I know some people more traditional uh, men's style guys are kind of against the crazy colorful socks, but I like them. I think it gives another small thing that you can do to really kind of spice up your attire, something very small like socks and pocket squares. So
Yes.
so I like socks, but I mean, as far as gifts for a guy, honestly, although of course this is going to be like the most obvious thing, but most guys like a nice fragrance. Honestly,
If they're into fragrance, yeah.
right? So fragrance is always a good idea. Um, Really, it's those things. The things about gifts is that it is so um, contingent upon the person. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It is.
Because like I mean, although I think that I carry myself pretty well and stuff like that, and most people would probably look at me and wouldn't probably think that I like to I get out there and really work hard out in the yard and do stuff like that. But that's kind of
Yeah.
my thing too. But by that same token, I wouldn't really be all that enthused about getting a tool set for Christmas.
Really?
So it's so like contingent upon the person.
Yeah.
But that's why I mentioned fragrance, because I think fragrance is it's kind of a safe thing. Even guys that really aren't necessarily into fragrance. Because my thing is, I think every guy should have at least one fragrance in his
Oh,
in his
absolutely.
repertoire.
Yeah. That video you just did was really good to me, where you talked about, was it 5 fragrances?
The 5 types of fragrances that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. I thought that was a really good video. Y'all make sure y'all watch that video. It touched on each one for each occasion that you could possibly need a fragrance for. So
right. Because I mean, a lot of folks, again, my thing is a lot of folks may not be into collecting fragrances, and I know most folks are definitely not on the level that we are in reference to having,
right.
200-300 bottles of cologne or fragrance in their house.
Right.
But so a lot of times, if you want to just have a small collection, I thought that was a good idea, just to kind of say these 5. I think those 5 types would just really get you through, an entire year, every situation, every occasion.
Absolutely. Because I say this all the time. I have much respect for the people who have between 1 and 5 fragrances. Like, their life is so simple, right? Because in the morning, do you do this? Do you pick up a bottle and like, no, that ain't it. Put it back. Then you get another bottle. No, that ain't it either. And it's like, if you only
what I told you last time, right? It's like, for me, it is, I don't know the correct word to use, but it's difficult sometimes, because most of the fragrances that I have, I really like most of my stuff, like really, really like most of my stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I can only wear 1 or 2 a day.
Right.
And, you have some things that you absolutely love, and it's like, you may only get to it, like the majority of your stuff, you may only get to it 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Put me on
the spot.
Ready? I'm ready.
You're gonna have to crack your knuckles like this before. No, I'm just kidding.
That makes your knuckles big.
So here's a question. There's a tag video going around, right? To my knowledge, I haven't been tagged on it. But the question is, like, only 5 fragrances. Now, to me, to choose 5 fragrances is actually a little bit easier than choosing 10, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Because when you think just 5, you go immediately to I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's no question. When I look at this fragrance, it's definitely on my top 5. sometimes when you start talking about 10, it gets a little bit more difficult to choose those last 5. So what is Miss Eva Monroe's just top 5, beyond a shadow of a doubt, these are my 5.
My top 5. Okay, 2 years ago, I did this tag video. Somebody tagged me in it. And at the beginning of my video, I said this right here. I said, they're asking me to choose 5 fragrances. That's like having 5 pair of underwear. Like, you can't get through life. But
hey, Eva, you just had the hygiene video now. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that would be impossible, right?
Right.
I chose, even though they messed it up, but I still love it, and that is Philosophy Amazing Grace.
Okay, I've never smelled that before.
Never smelled it, because it's that clean, fresh thing that you could wear it every day, right? It's like, it smells like shampoo. Matter of fact, when people have smelled it on me before, they have asked, is that your hair I smell? Is that your shampoo? I'm like, no, this is Amazing Grace.
Right.
So because you need that clean scent. You could wear that to bed. You could wear that
Absolutely.
on a date. You could wear that anywhere. Second would be Back to Black, because I will never, ever, ever be without it. It's like my day one, you know? It's like the first niche fragrance I ever touched. Like, it was when I learned that stuff smelled better than Avon.
Right. That's an enlightening moment.
Which we're gonna get to that in a minute. I just bought a whole bunch of Avon. I gotta tell you about it. It's so funny.
Okay.
Creation E for number 3.
Bet, yeah.
Because when I want to smell like a boss, I'm gonna wear Creation E every time. Let me think. Okay, I would say Black Orchid for my sexy
that's a
date
good one.
night. If it was a black tie, if it was,
okay.
I just want to snatch some heads. So that's 4, right?
That's 4.
What would number 5 be?
Yeah, what's number 5?
I would have to say number 5 would have to be something really, really sweet that maybe like my husband enjoyed. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
you might as well throw this in there then.
I will throw in Angel Share. Even though I already have one Killian, but I will throw in Angel Share. Yeah, see, definitely. Sexy.
I just looked out for you.
Close encounter, intimate. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm through.
But don't ever ask me to only have 5 fragrances. Like, I could never do it. It's just.
Yeah, it's if it were a reality, of course we would lose it.
Right.
But it's always interesting to I think to challenge yourself to kind of to look at your collection and kind of make that assessment and try to come up with 5 or 10.
Right.
Because we know how unrealistic that really is, though.
Unrealistic. Now, what are yours?
Just off the top of my head. Oh man. You know, I asked you that question and wasn't prepared. Look at me. Okay, so I know
because they're gonna tag you. You got to get your stuff together.
Black Phantom will be one.
Oh yeah, I should have picked that, but I'll let you have it.
Oud Wood. Tom Ford Oud Wood.
That's my Amazing Grace.
Yeah. Man, Oud Wood is so good.
Amazing. Yeah.
So Baccarat 540.
No, you gotta leave that.
Yeah, Baccarat will be one. That's 3. Aventus, I would definitely keep that. Oh, yeah. And it's easy, but again, I always tell folks, a million guys can wear Aventus, but they're not gonna rock it like me. So,
right.
You know, so that would be one, and then probably actually. And probably Tom Ford Noir Extreme would be another one.
Oh, I have that.
I
Nice,
love that one.
right?
That
Yes.
that coffee in there is so unique, man. It's like sweet, just got the right amount of spice in it.
Yeah. No,
You
our
know, I think it's
experience.
like the ultimate date night fragrance. So,
And
you
when
know,
it's
when you
cold outside, that thing just
yeah, it's magic.
magic in the cold.
It's
Yes.
magic.
I layer it with Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume, and it's off the chain.
See, that's another one I've never put my nose on that one yet.
Really nice. Yeah, so 5 good ones. Yeah, that oud wood. Um,
Ooh,
oud wood is
monster.
I didn't even understand. You know what? The funny thing, I had been to the Tom Ford counter and got countless oud wood samples, right? I
Hmm.
smelled it one time and I was like, ooh, that ain't for me. And I
Really?
gave them, every time I would get the samples, I would give them away,
Oh
right?
man.
And so I have this thing that I keep my samples in. And so one night I had got it out and I was playing in it and I just sprayed on oud wood. Oh, someone told me to layer oud wood and lost cherry because have you ever tried the oud wood blends?
No, I haven't.
Oh, oud wood and effing fabulous. Oud wood and lost cherry. There's so many oud wood layers well with many of the private blends. So
I
I
need to
just
try
put
that.
it on and I kept smelling it and I was like, wow, there's something to this. And then I wore it to bed that night. My husband was like, wow, what are you wearing? I was like, oud wood. Do you know what? This is funny. You will not believe this. Um, I bought a bottle right after I realized that I liked it.
Hmm.
At the beginning, I want to say at the beginning of this year. And the other day, I was spraying on oud wood. I was going to wear it to bed. Couldn't get the pump to spray right. And I was like, I
Hmm.
know my bottle is not broken. It's empty. It has a corner in it.
Oh, so you ran through it.
I ran through it. That's like the first bottle I have emptied in a long time. Yes.
What size was it?
I have a 30 ml bottle because I
30
got
mil?
the yeah. So I'm gonna buy 50 this time. Cause you know the 30 ml bottle, it's like, well, is it do I have a 50 ml or about no, I think I have a 30 ml bottle because it's just slightly smaller than these.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I ran through a 50 mil of that. I have the 3.4 ounce now. I
Yeah.
just know I need to go ahead and have that, you know?
Absolutely. It's really nice.
I gotta have it. That's that. You know, now I will tell you this now. I want to say this and put this on record. Okay. If I do get tagged on that video, now this is subject to change. Because when I actually go up there and sit in front of my collection, I may see something that I wasn't thinking about
You
a moment
will.
ago. Like there are already two fragrances that popped in my head, but
Oh yeah, you will. You'll go stand there and start looking and like, no, I wouldn't choose oud wood. I would choose, yeah, you would definitely choose something else.
it's subject to change. But those are definitely
Yeah,
5 great ones in my collection that would be in high consideration.
it changes with the weather.
Exactly.
So someone in the comment section I was reading earlier when we were talking about gifts, they said it's a gift to just be alive.
That's true. Oh
I
yeah.
was I was gonna tell you about them socks. I don't know what it is about them socks. Like I have two things. I have crazy socks and bracelets, like those bead things that men wear around their arms.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is about those beads. Like I think that it is because when I look at a man and he has some of those, not too many, like not, a whole, but just a few, I just think to myself, wow, he took the time out of his day to just put those bracelets on. That's so special,
Right.
and typically they match with the watch that he's wearing. But the socks is like when you see a man, he's all dressed up, he might be in a business suit, he looks real stern, and then he sits down and he has on like some neon orange and green polka dot socks. That's everything to me. That's just I'm like, oh, I just love that.
Because it says that it tells you it's a subtle thing, but it tells you that he values his
He cares.
that he
Yeah,
takes the time to even consider that. So
absolutely. Because he could have put on some black socks, but he didn't. He
and call it
actually
a day, right?
right. Because everybody wears black socks. Them socks and them bracelets. I don't know what it is about those two that do.
Just the small things, man, that
Right,
make a big difference in a guy's attire.
right. So are you getting the vaccine?
No,
Yeah.
unless I'm forced to.
Yeah. Do you think they'll force everybody to do it?
I think they will come up with a way. Um, I think they'll come up with a way that they would make it necessary for folks to continue to have their to work at their place of employment and things like that. So
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, and you have to choose between, being able to provide for your family and whatever fears or concerns you may have with like maybe a vaccine or something like that.
Right.
Um, you know, sometimes you of course you're gonna concede, but my initial thought is I wouldn't want to take that because I don't
Yeah.
really, I have my thoughts about things.
Right. Yeah. I don't take a flu shot.
Neither do I.
And um I never have. I took a flu shot once in my life and I have never been so sick ever in my life. Ever in my life.
That's the point. I
Yeah.
think the only time I've had the flu is when I took the flu shot.
Right. So
Other than that, I was good.
I just try to stay healthy. I'm like, and stay away from people, sick people. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one. And
Yeah.
my aunt told me, actually, my aunt told me, and I didn't know this because she works in a healthcare facility. She said that when they had I think it was H1N1,
Mm-hmm.
they forced them to take that because she said she didn't want to take that, but they said whoever didn't take it would be relieved of their duties, like they would
Yeah.
be fired. So she had to take it.
Right.
But she as well, she said she doesn't get a flu shot. She doesn't, do any of that type of stuff. So yeah.
Well, because from what I understand, they said that they're any type of vaccine like that, they have to inject you uh with a small, like a
Doses.
replica of that
The
virus,
illness. Yeah,
so that
right.
your body develops the immunity to it.
Yeah.
But again, when I got the flu shot, that's the only time I've had the flu. So go figure. Um, so yeah, again, I have, if I can help it, I would really don't want to would be against taking it. But
Right.
like you just said, I think that's going to be the way that they um, more or less force you to take it by saying that you either take it or you won't be able to continue working at your place of employment. So
Yeah. That's a hard one there because then you put people's backs up against the wall. Like you take away people's right to choose basically
right.
at that point in time. When you say you want to feed your family, well, yeah, it's
But we're
terrible.
gonna be still some coronavirus having people around here. When we get the shot, everybody's gonna be walking around with the virus. Hey, but
I've been
we'll
trying
see,
to
man.
I haven't really seen any, negative or horrible side effects. But of course, I don't feel like at this present moment they would actually even put it on the news,
Right.
because they don't want people to be scared to take it. So yeah, that's a hard one. What's the biggest thing you learned during quarantine? Like, what's the it could be something about yourself, your family, your
Um, Man, to be honest, the whole experience was such a learning experience. So it's really hard to pinpoint something, but a lot of valuable lessons have been learned. But I will say, honestly, I just learned how precious life is. And we hear people say this all the time, like we just prior to this happening, it was just small things about life that we just took for granted. Like, just I was watching a movie, and now when you watch movies and stuff like that, you think to yourself, wow, the freedom that they have to be outside in a swimming pool with around multiple people and they're not wearing a mask. You
right,
know,
crazy.
so honestly, it was kind of like just the overall lesson of how precious life is, and
Yeah.
how things can change in a moment.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we don't think, and most people are like this, we never think certain things will happen. We never think that, we'll go out to our car routinely to head to work, and that something happens on the way to work, and that's the last time we see our families. We never think about those things,
Right.
but this was kind of a wake-up call, like, man, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Oh, I learned so many valuable lessons during quarantine. Um, I'm a very busy person, right? And so prior to quarantine, like life was always about like everything I have to do and my friends and us getting together and going and doing what we do and
Right.
traveling and going seeing different parts of the world. My life was always about that. So um I never thought I could sit still like that. But
Right.
when I got still and I couldn't move and I was just like forced to stay in the house because in the beginning of COVID, like my husband wouldn't even let me go to the store. Like he was doing all the grocery shopping. He was doing everything.
Right.
Like I had like literally not been out of the house and I was okay. And I knew
Right.
some people that you couldn't get them to go nowhere. You would be like, hey, let's go to so-and-so. And they'd be like, no, girl, I don't feel like going. They were like, I gotta get out of this house. I gotta get out of this house. And it's like, but you don't never get out your house. Like, what's
Hey, they have cabin fever.
yeah, I learned that I can sit still and I have there are so many things I like to do that occupy my time that sometimes I don't even feel like there are enough hours in the day to get those things done between working and sewing and my next craft project. And then I
Right.
have YouTube and then I gotta cook and all of that type of stuff. So I'm like,
Superwoman.
hey, yeah. I didn't know that I never thought I would be able to sit like that. And so I amazed myself. Another thing that I learned is that I spend entirely too much money.
Really?
Unnecessary money because I haven't really been, I didn't really, a lot of things I cut out. Like I would take my weekly trips to Saks, couldn't go to Saks, couldn't smell nothing, couldn't,
Right.
do nothing. A lot of stores were closed, like completely closed in the beginning of it.
Right.
There was a moment where I wasn't really doing any online shopping because where you going?
Right.
Where you
Right.
going to
Right.
wear this stuff to? And then I started having a moment with shoes, but that's a whole nother show. Um, yeah, so I was like, you just buy a lot of stuff you don't even need. And then
Yeah.
when I wasn't buying stuff, I didn't miss it. I was like, oh well, I'm cool without stuff. So
Right. Yeah, because I mean, my thing is, of course, outside of fragrances, is shoes and suits. Like that's my thing. And it's like I have all these nice suits, and for a while I didn't have anywhere to wear them. So, it definitely puts a different perspective on things.
absolutely.
In general, it just kind of changes your whole perspective, and how we have to move different. We place value on certain things that may not be
Right.
really hold the value that we ascribe to them at the time. Well, such
You
is
know
life,
what
man. Let's be
though?
making it through.
You have children, right? You have a small child or
Well, the 13, that we have twins at 13 and then a 10-year-old.
oh yeah, we'll see. You said you have twins, they're 13 and 10.
Well, the twins are 13, then I have a 10-year-old.
Oh, okay. I was
But
like,
it's like we have triplets because everybody has the same birth date.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So the twins were born December 13th, 2007. And then my youngest son was born December 13th, 2010.
Oh
So
my God, that's crazy.
yeah, one birth. I'm anointed.
Yes, that's crazy. But no, I would not want to have children, small children, you know, at this moment, because I can only imagine how crazy they're going just being stuck in the house. Like,
Right.
you know, can't go play with their friends and can't go to
Yeah.
school every day. I remember when my kids were small, school was a vacation, right? That was
Right.
break time. Like, see you. Don't come
Right.
back for 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that I could not even imagine that. But that's so crazy that your kids' birthdays are the exact same.
Yeah. So it was actually, of course, December 13th. So last weekend, we did again and again, just evidence again of how different things are now, like how we had to go about celebrating their birthday.
What did you guys end up doing?
Well, they had a few friends come over, but then we took them skating. Um, and then on Sunday we kind of called up the family and we did a Zoom, and
Oh
the
yeah.
family sang happy birthday over Zoom, and we had already mostly everyone had already mailed their cards to the
Yeah.
house, and it's just so different, man. You know.
Yeah. Especially for them, you know, poor babies,
Yeah.
like we can take it. But
Right.
yeah.
It's crazy, man.
So when this is over, you're gonna have like a blowout for them.
Yeah, man. Listen, folks are gonna show out when this is over.
Man, listen. Let me tell you something. I said when this is over and everybody is free, we are going to have the biggest pool party. And you're invited. You're all invited.
We coming through, man. We coming to
It'll be crazy
where
over
are you
here.
again?
I'm in St. Louis.
Yeah, we never been. I've passed through St. Louis, but never actually been to St. Louis.
Oh, somebody said they tagged you in a video, Darren. So get your 5 fragrances for life.
Oh yeah?
Ready.
Who we got on? Oh, that's Bro Sense.
Bro Sense said he tagged you.
All right, bet. I'll check it out. It probably was the what we were just talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so, probably so. I think that's the one that's hot now, that's going around.
And I'm gonna tag the Eva Monroe.
Sometimes I feel bad because people will tag me in fragrances, in fragrance videos, and like sometimes I forget sometimes, and sometimes like
Right.
I just cannot get to them. You know how like you have
Right.
like a whole list of content that's just all laid out, and it's a struggle every day to keep up with that. You're like, you know,
Right.
I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta get these clothes ready for this video, and then I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and then oh shoot, I gotta tag. So
Right.
yeah. But
So
if you
listen,
tag me,
so I know one thing, you better do my tag.
I will do your tag.
I'm kidding, man.
I will do your tag. But when you tag me, make sure you tell me, like Bro Sense did you, make sure you tell me that you tagged me.
Yeah, bro Sense up in here. My man.
So who's your favorite reviewer to watch? Did I ask you that? I didn't ask you that the last time. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
No,
And you don't have to say me just because you're on my channel tonight. I'm cool with it.
no. I mean, my favorite, I watch a lot of folks, man. To be
Yeah.
honest, I watch a lot of, well, I won't say a lot of folks, but I try to watch folks that rock with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's certain folks that kind of rock with, and it's funny. You know, it's certain folks in the fragrance community that have never. It's certain folks in the fragrance community that have never, like, even hollered at you. You know what I'm saying? And I know they know that you out there.
Oh yeah.
But there's certain folks that don't ever holler at you. It's one or two people I have in my head off the top of my head, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I watch folks that rock with me. You know, I just say that. I watch folks that rock with me. You know, because I just think it's kind of a mutual respect for what we're doing in the work. Because anybody that gets behind that camera knows how much work goes into it.
Right.
You know, how much effort it takes to really, sit down and come up with, a video or concept and sit down and actually, shoot a video. So
Right.
man, if people show me respect, I show them respect.
Yeah. I don't care as much about reviewers, like individual reviewers, as I do about brands,
Right.
because I'm gonna throw a house out there, but I love this house and no disrespect to this house. Killian, I'm gonna throw Killian out there.
Right.
Is somebody who acknowledges certain people, acknowledges a lot of people and doesn't acknowledge other people who should probably be acknowledged. It's like, okay, I know some of these folks been rocking with Killian since like 2013 and 14. But my story goes deeper than that. So
you're a big Killian fan, huh?
My day was before that. So, but yeah, sometimes I feel some type of way about brands that do that,
That, what do you mean that just work with certain people?
Yeah, well, and not even so much as, like send them things, but, do live shows with them or Q&As and things like that,
Listen,
it's spread the love.
That's we could go down that road, but the viewers are gotta be ready for that conversation. Because I'll tell you straight up what that's about, but we'll leave that alone.
Yeah. That's just weird to me. It's really weird to me. But yeah, people ask me all the time, like, who do I like to watch? Who are my favorite reviewers? And honestly, I think people don't really understand that when you do this, you don't really have an opportunity to just sit down and just binge watch YouTube reviews. I know I don't. You have life. You have to create your own content. Like if I spend an hour watching fragrance reviews, I could have been creating my own content,
Right.
But there are people that I like to watch. Like, I don't think Raj really does fragrance reviews anymore, but because he's into the music thing. But I'm telling you, like when I was first diving off into niche fragrances, Raj was the one that like introduced me to.
You talking about Rajur?
Raj, you're real deep, too cool.
You know what?
Bass guitar, yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Like, you know what's so funny about him? I rock with Raj, but he don't rock with me.
Are you part of the Smell Illuminati?
Right. So let me tell like the funniest story, right? The funniest story, like I used to, first of all, I used to do stand-up comedy, okay?
Oh, wow.
People don't know that. I've done stand-up comedy before, right? So I have a very unique sense of humor, right? And I watch people for different reasons. And I just like Rod just get on there and he go in, he talk. I used to love watching his videos.
He goes, right?
For various reasons, right? So one day, I did a top 5 I'm Wise fragrances video, right? My top 5 I'm Wise, which that video did well, as a matter of fact. And I saw a comment from him one day, and he was like, who would this Smell Illuminati? I was gonna respond. I was like, man, it's not even worth it, man. But he been doing it for a while. I still got respect for him. But
yeah.
See, here's my thing. Since we're here, let's go ahead and deal with this, right? Let me tell you what I don't like. This is what I don't like. I do not like folks that, and they can call it what they want to. They can try to sugarcoat it if they want to. I do not like folks that throw shade and hate at people when they have a channel that's growing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I get it.
Absolutely.
Some people talk about folks buying subscribers and stuff like that. I know nothing about that. I don't know how realistic that is. If it can be done and YouTube not catch that, I don't know.
But why would you do that though? That's my question. Like, why would anybody do that? I mean, I guess because here's the thing, if people don't watch you, you don't get paid, right?
Right.
So even if you bought 100,000 subscribers, it doesn't do you any good because what did you get? Like you might get the YouTube play button, but you ain't getting no money. You
Right.
got people have to watch you to
See,
get money.
I don't really know how all that works, but I will tell you this. One thing I've never been, and I'm going to take you to where I think this originates, right? The origin of this. Okay. And I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I want to make a point. All right. So I really think that some people, when they get on this platform, their ambition is to make a name for themselves. Okay. And they feel like they are validated by having a certain number of subscribers. All right. But I think that starts like childhood stuff. Like for instance, me. When I was in high school, I got voted most popular in my senior class. Okay. So I've never needed like any outside validation per se to say, oh, I'm somebody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when I play as a fraternity, all right, I play as Kappa Alpha Psi. And there's a very good barometer.
Hang on one second. Hold on. So somebody said, Eva, please look up. You guys, okay, so my camera is up here because I have to use a different camera and he is down here. So I'm actually looking at him. So
right.
I don't even know how we could fix that. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So well, I used to always use this as a gauge because some people got into a fraternity because they needed a name for themselves, right?
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you would always be able to identify that because people would know them as such and such the Kappa or such and such the Omega. But everybody called me, my nickname in college was Dap. Everybody called me Dap. They called me Dap before I played and afterwards because I didn't need Kappa to help give me an identity. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
So I think that some people get into reviewing and stuff like that, and the people that buy subscribers and do stuff like that, if that's true, they do it because they're trying to make a name for themselves and they need that validation. But I don't need that.
Right, right.
You know, when I first got into YouTube doing reviews, like I would only do 3 or 4 reviews a month. And I did that for like the first 2 years because it wasn't really about, oh, I got to grow so big.
Right, right.
You know, but when the quarantine hit, I started putting out more videos because I had time. I'm a busy person.
Yeah.
The YouTube is not my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Once quarantine hit, I was able to be a lot more persistent, or actually not persistent, but consistent than I was previously because, you know, I tell people this all the time. Like once I'm looking for something that I could sit my computer up on. Once like gardening season hits or right. You can lose me. You know, I'm outside, I'm playing in the dirt. So, but yeah, that happened with me. Like I was just able to be more consistent with quarantine.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had organic growth when I started doing more videos.
Right, right.
But you know, I could have, if my goal was, oh, I just want to have a whole lot of subscribers. But I believe in getting quality content out there, man. And
yeah,
I will tell you, it's hard to do quality and quantity.
Well, it is. And you know what? I get bored with fragrance videos. Like, I mean,
right.
There's only so many. Sometimes I see some people, they do like 4 and 5 fragrance videos a week. And at some point in time, I'm like, I get bored with that. And I feel like other people want to see a different side of me as well. Right. You know, they want to hear me talk about something other than perfume. They're like, yeah, that's nice. You look like you smell good, but what else you got going on, girl? So
you got quite a bit of variety going on now.
Yeah, I almost have too much variety, and it could hinder me. I don't know. It could be a help to my channel. I don't know. But I said from the very first moment I did this, when it seemed like work and when I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it anymore. And so the content that I put out is the content genuine and true to me. It's
Right.
what I want to talk about, what I feel like the people need to hear, you know.
Right. I
Yeah.
think as long as you keep doing that, you know, you're gonna be good to go
Yeah, because I
because
mean, I
you'll
only
enjoy
have
it.
so many fragrances. So what do you do? And you know, there are some people who purchase fragrances just to review them. I'm gonna empty this out and try to use this
Well,
just for
and
the
I
sake
think
of reviewing them.
that's one of the things that's different for me as well because I you know I've seen some things out there. Um, Eva, you know you good on that the camera. That, I don't know why they're saying that, but you're fine. Because you
They
that,
like,
I can
look
tell
out.
it's really bothering you that you keep bothering.
Trying to work this out for the
You
people.
have
They
this
told me to
very
look up.
concerned look on your face, like
Right, like, dang, I gotta fix it. Okay. Yeah,
yeah, but
but
it's like I don't know. I think I don't. It's some people that as soon as a new fragrance comes out, right, they try to rush out and grab it and just to review it first. It's
right.
not that serious to
No.
me. Now I
I
want to
used
give my
to I had my moment with that though.
but it's
In the
something. It's got to be something I really
very
want.
yeah, in the very beginning, because like people would ask me, they would be like, hey, could you review the new so and so? And I would go in the store and I would smell it and I'd be like, I want this, but I'm gonna
Right.
buy it, review it. Then I start being stuck with like a bunch of stuff that I didn't even want, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, no, I got to this point where I stopped doing that. I was like, yeah, if it comes out and I like it, fine, but I'm not going to just be buying stuff just for the sake of reviewing it. You know,
Right.
I have to love what I buy. So
But that's my thing too. You have a question, Eva, from Georgia Gent.
let me see.
He said, "Is there you have any advice for smaller channels?"
Any advice for a smaller child? I say all the time, be yourself.
You know, that's crazy. I was gonna say the same thing.
Be yourself. Like, who
Yeah.
else can you be? It's too hard to be other people, right?
Yeah.
You can't be anybody else. And you know what? Because people accuse me, there was somebody trolling me so bad in my comments, like when I hit 20,000 subs, because it was like I just went from having like 1,000 subs to like 20,000 subs so fast. So somebody was like trolling me on every video, like, yeah, you bought subs, you bought subs. And I'm like, so I say this, I always say this. There are two things that start with an S that I've never paid for. I've never bought them ever in my life. Subs. Why? Why would I buy subs? Like what? For what? I can't. What then? Then am I? Do I have to pay these people to watch my videos? Because have you ever seen anybody's channel who has like 100,000 subscribers, and then every video that they have only has like 2,000 views?
Listen, it's definitely
What's the point?
it's definitely suspicious. You know.
Yeah, it's like it don't make sense.
Look, man. Listen. Since we're on this topic.
I got you started.
To me, this is my that's a good gauge to use, but also just like if you just really look at the quality of somebody's content, I mean, hey, you know, okay, let's look at it like this, right? This is a good gauge of quality. I started doing reviews in like August 2017, right? And again, up until 2020, I was doing like 3 or 4 videos a month. So I'm not going to grow like other channels.
Right.
But I didn't need the validation of subscribers to say, okay, let me put out videos so I can grow. I just had loved the hobby. So I would put out videos when I had time.
Right.
And then again, when we hit the quarantine, I had more time to do videos, right? So a good gauge, if you want to look at it this way, is I've only done 230 some odd videos and I have 27,000 subscribers. There's some people that have been doing this for a year and have 400 videos. I'm like, dude, I mean, so some people just think that putting out video after video is the way to get it done.
Oh, it's quality.
But you got to do some quality content.
Yeah, right.
You know?
You got to be talking about something that people want to actually hear. Someone says most people have turned into YouTube because of the pandemic. Things may change, but some people enjoy YouTube more than cable. Ask Bravo.
You know, that's a true statement though.
Huh?
That's 100% truth. Like you see celebrities now, just about every celebrity has turned to YouTube. And, you know, just for the folks like us that were not, you know, are not celebrities,
Right.
I wonder if that's going to change how YouTube functions because, you know, celebrities, they, you know, artists, they can't tour right now. You know,
Yeah.
they can't tour, they can't have concerts, and that's where a lot of their revenue comes from. So it's like they've turned to YouTube because they're doing it as a stream of income, and I get it.
Yeah.
How is that going to change the landscape of, you know, YouTube for other content creators that aren't celebrities?
Right. I hope that doesn't happen. I thought about that in the beginning, but here's the thing. I don't know if you're kind of paying attention to it now. It's really dwindling down. Like you would have people like Candy Burris and Nene Leakes and all. I mean, they were on YouTube like every day, like sitting down, blogging,
Yeah.
doing Q&As, doing one-on-one, like every day. And I was like, wow. So, but now that people are able to move around a little bit more, then
Hmm.
it's kind of fizzled out a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. Somebody in the comment section said they barely watch TV now, mainly YouTube. A lot of folks watch YouTube versus my television stays on YouTube. You know, honestly, I still have cable television. I
Yeah.
mainly watch my NFL on Sundays, which I can't wait for tomorrow. But but outside of that, like we watch a lot of YouTube and Netflix. So it's like
Yeah.
we really watch cable. So it's kind of taking over.
We still have cable for now. I don't know how long that's gonna last. I feel like we only need Wi-Fi, you know. I bought like 4 Fire Sticks like year before last, and
Mhm.
the only time I even used one of them was to watch Power last year.
Right.
And other than that, I haven't used them. But our cable bill is like $150 a month, and it's like, why are we paying this bill? We don't even watch TV like that, so
Yeah.
a pointless bill. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't watch Power anymore. Just on that note, like you can't. We, you know, my wife and I just had this discussion yesterday morning. As a matter of fact, uh, it's not the same without Amari Hardwick. You know, you can't take Ghost off the show, and
No,
Tommy. They were the show. You know.
I haven't even seen the what is it, the spinoff or whatever.
Hmm.
I said I'm gonna binge watch it, but I can't imagine how do you have Power without Ghost?
It's not the same.
It's
I
not.
just
You
just I can't get into it anymore.
Ghost is Power.
Yeah, that was a bad decision.
With his royal blue Armani suit on and his
Yeah,
red bottoms.
no, that's why I need to change my name in the phrase community to Ghost.
Ghost.
I'm the ghost of this thing. You dig?
No, you got to keep bow tie. Bow tie fragrance guy.
Multi fragrance guy, baby. Let's get it all day.
What else did I have written down for you? Did you want to talk about the girls twerking on the sofa? Because we haven't, this happened like right after we were on the last time.
Listen, let me tell you something about me. I don't watch foolishness like that. Like if I hear about it, I tune it out.
How did you tune this out? This was all over the internet.
I
Just
don't.
answer.
I disregard it.
Do you think that because you know the restaurant owner went ham, you know, because the girls were, do you think he was wrong or do you think he was
Okay, so you're gonna have to bring me up to speed because again, now what's funny, I heard about this, and the way that I heard about it is because I think the guy is one of my fraternity brothers. I think he's
Oh wow, really?
so I'm in a group with a lot of my fraternity brothers, and they were talking about it, but when that conversation was going on, I wasn't engaging because I'm like, this is foolishness. The gist of what I know is one of our fraternity brothers had a restaurant. You can tell me if I'm wrong. And all I know is some girls were twerking and he made them leave. That's all I know. Is that wrong or is that accurate?
Well, I guess they were standing up in his booth, like hands on a window, like say, this glass back here, hands on the window,
Mhm.
twerking because they were playing twerk music. And they said he asked them to stop like 3 times, and
Mhm.
they kept getting up and doing it. Um, so eventually, the last time he was like dropping some F bombs, he told the DJ, "Stop the music right now." And then he starts talking to everybody in the restaurant, addressing everybody, like saying, "I wanted to open up somewhere nice for my people to come and have a good time and enjoy themselves. I don't want this in my restaurant," and all kind of F bombs. So there
Uh-huh.
was a group of people. Of course, you got the people who were like greatly offended, and then you got the group of people who were like, well, they shouldn't have been standing up in his sofa twerking, you know.
Right. Well,
Um,
I mean, I'm with them from the standpoint that I think that his establishment, if that's something that he, asked you not to do, I think you should have respect for his what he asked if it, in his place. Now, if he was in their place, that's a totally different story. But I think,
yeah,
if you're in somebody's space, just like if you can smoke, right? But I hate smoke. I hate the smell of smoke. I hate
right,
smoking people's clothes. So it's like you can smoke, but you ain't gonna smoke in my house.
right, absolutely.
So if you come in my house, I have the right to say, "Hey, don't smoke in here."
Don't smoke here, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on it.
But let me ask you this though. Um, what if, let's put this spin on it, okay? I
Hmm.
want you to open up your mind right now.
Okay.
What if they were playing the Georgia Mass Choir in there that day, and
Uh-huh.
somebody jumped up and got the Holy Ghost and was in
Hmm.
standing up in the seat, jumping and praising and worshiping?
Uh-huh.
Do you think the outcome would have been the same?
Let me ask you now. Let me make sure I'm understanding. This was a restaurant, right?
It was a restaurant, yeah.
But they were playing music in the restaurant.
They were playing twerk music. Let's be clear.
Well, here's my thing. Ultimately, again, it's up to the owner of the establishment. But
Right.
I really think it's so contingent upon what the environment is like in this place.
Yeah. It's
Um,
supposed to be, they said upscale. Now, I haven't saw anything more than the video, but they said it was upscale. And even my husband was like, is it upscale? I was like, well, that's what they said. And
well,
that's
I mean, here's the thing: we got to be realistic that there's double standards with everything,
right.
and they say that no one sin is greater than another one,
Right.
but people still think differently about that in their minds. You
Exactly.
know,
Right.
some people think, well, if I say a few cuss words versus me going into the store and lifting about $300 worth of stuff, I'm cool with saying the cuss word, but stealing is bad. So it's like regardless of whether or not we know the reality, the reality of
Right.
it, still in people's mind, things are worse than others.
Yeah.
So, again, so if it's an upscale restaurant, honestly, obviously, just my mind says twerking is a no-go in an upscale environment.
My
But by the same
mind
token,
says twerking music is a no-no. Like I'm not coming to a five-star
well,
restaurant.
so there's some discrepancy there, right? So,
Yeah.
but somebody praising, right? I think I could see somebody walking up to this person trying to kind of calm them down because if it's a restaurant, it's an upscale environment, both could still be considered somewhat of a distraction, but it's just one has more negative connotation attached to it in an upscale environment.
Yeah.
You
Now, I
know?
don't twerk, because I got a bad sciatic nerve, and these little young girls gonna find out that it's gonna catch up with them. That's hard on your lower back. But when music comes on, you hear the
Right.
you see me, I might start, hey, and I don't twerk, but the music might put me
I
in.
don't know, Eva. You moving
I might start
pretty
thinking
good.
I
You were moving pretty good just now.
can. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like No, you should never have to tell grown women to get their feet out of your furniture and not twerk
Right.
up standing up in your bench with their hands on the windows. But at the same time, let's not play twerk music, if we don't want the people to twerk. How about you put on some smooth jazz? Like
I
most
agree with that too.
upscale restaurants I've been in ain't been playing no. You ever been to Capitol Grill, or you ever been to Ruth Chris and her?
I never have. So that's
Uh,
where the discrepancy is. There's something's not adding up with this story. But again, honestly, it goes back to the ultimate point. The music that's played, what's allowed in that establishment is up to the owner.
Absolutely.
So that's if we really, just peel back the whole situation, that's the reality of it. It's up to that owner, what he wants to allow in his establishment from a musical perspective and behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a question that somebody asked, was I a high value man?
Would you like to answer the question? Who asked that? That's funny to me. Who said that?
I don't know. It was a ways up there. I saw it though, and it stuck in my mind. Somebody said, "Are you a high value?"
Somebody also asked if you were a Kappa, and you are, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yo, baby, yo.
So, are you a high value man?
Listen, I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you could be
Without,
classified as a high value man. I ain't
without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. That's my man Kevin Samuels got that terminology in high rotation right now.
It's in excessive rotation, right?
Yes.
It's being thrown about by people who don't even need to be saying that. Now, okay, now let me ask you this, because I know now if you don't know about this, you've been under a rock.
Okay.
What do you think about the viral video, the video where he went viral, where he told the sister, deuces, but in a worse way?
Well, I think everybody.
Nancy Brown said, "What is twerk music?" Nancy, honestly, Google it, because I couldn't give you like a specific song.
Yeah, it's kind of relative, but
Nancy
a lot of songs.
Try it out.
Well, here's the thing. I think it was actually, he was right in what he said, what he was saying. But again, to me, everybody's different.
Yeah.
So there's people always say you can say something, but it's always about delivery. And my delivery probably will be different. But I think he was right in what he was saying. And actually on that one, I don't think, because I've seen a lot of stuff that he's done. Because I've been on his channel before.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and we frat. You know what I mean? We frat. So Kevin is cool with me. But we don't respond to people the same way because we're different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think he minds hurting folks' feelings. I kind of do. Most times I kind of do.
Yeah.
But again, I think he was right in what he was saying, because she actually said it herself. He asked her, "What are you on a scale of 1 to 10?" She said, "I'm a 5. I'm average." So he said, "Yeah, well, I guess you are average, at best." So it's kind of harsh, but it was kind of reality, But I think actually, comparatively speaking to some other conversations I've seen, I think he was actually kind of easy on her, to be honest.
Yeah. You know what? I think I learned later on in life that I really respect the people the most in my life who will tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Like the pure, unadulterated. You're full of BS. Like, no,
Right.
you messing up. No, don't, those
Right.
people. And I don't get caught up in the delivery of it because sometimes you need some tough love, but there's a difference between tough love and disrespect,
Right. Yeah.
a huge difference between that. It's
So
like,
do you think that was tough love or disrespect?
oh, I think it was disrespect. Get the F off my, like, he had the right sister though, because some sisters would be like, well, wait a minute.
But no, see, no, they can't.
He got the right one that day.
You can't do that on Kevin's channel because he gonna and he
Yeah.
gonna put them on pause if they do that. So
There's a difference, between here's the thing. I say this all the time, like, this is not about Black men against Black women. It's not supposed to be about that. But oftentimes it is. And at the end of the day, Black men have something so amazing to offer Black women. Hey,
right.
This is what we need. This is what we're looking for. This is what we see to be the problem. We're willing to listen to that. But when we feel like we're being drugged, we don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say, because then it comes off across as disrespect. And I said this in my video where you want to call a woman a 5, like, we have the ability to snatch ourselves up into a 12 or a 15,
Right. Sure.
You probably seen me with no makeup. I'm a 5 when I get up in the morning,
You think so?
I don't spend my day being a 5 though.
But again, see that particular video, he asked her, he said, what do you rate yourself? And she said, I'm a 5.
Yeah,
That's
but he says what number? There's a number that he says you can't say.
7.
I think you can't say you're a 7, right?
Right.
So why would she say she was a 6? When's the last time you heard a woman say she was a 6? What number are you? I'm a 6. We either 5 or 10, right?
Right.
You might say,
hey,
6.
It's a cold, cold world. You had somebody ask. She said, so an average woman can't be with a high value guy. What do you think about that?
I think an average woman can be with whatever she wants to be with, honestly. But I say this is always the thing that I say, because a lot of women ask me, they're like, how do I bag a rich dude? I want to be with a rich man. And I just want women to know and understand at the end of the day that there are not enough rich men to go around, right?
Right.
There aren't enough rich men to go around. And so you might have to get an average brother. And there's nothing wrong with an average brother. I know some nice average brothers out there. There's some great average guys. They not making, 6, 7, 9 figures, but they're doing good. They go to church, they bathe, they got good teeth.
Right.
They pay the light bill on time,
Right.
and they ain't gonna call you out your name. Like, what more do you need? What do you need?
Right.
Groceries. You don't need much more than that, do you? But women I think we have this thing where we're just like, I want to carry a Gucci bag and I would like to drive a Bentley, and
Right.
And it's like, get a regular man. And guess what? Sometimes you can get you a regular man and you can level him up, right?
Right.
Level him up, because we can do that for y'all. Like, we have the ability to level y'all up. Y'all can get with us and be, a 5, 4 around in there. We can fix y'all. Darian, I'm telling the truth, right?
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Again, I think it's like,
haircut.
listen, what I talk about on my channel, be the best version of yourself that you can be every day.
And that's what it's all
You
about.
know, that's what it's all about. Again,
Yeah.
I think your point is 100% accurate. I mean, there can only be only so many rich guys out there, you know, per se,
Right.
that are in a certain tax bracket. But there's a lot of good guys, man, that may not be 100% the definition of a high value man from the standpoint of income or whatever the case may be.
Right.
There's some good guys, you know, like you said. So,
You
you know,
know, I get emails from men. And one of these days, I just want to do a live show if they're willing to do it. And I just want to bring some of these guys on because guys email me and they're like, you know, I ain't a 10, you know, but I own my own business. I'm doing it well. I don't have children. And women just walk past me like nothing, like I'm nothing. You know, what am I doing wrong? Like what, you know, and we see something. I was guilty of that with my husband, with my own husband. And I saw my husband, and my husband didn't have the swag that I used to like my men to have, right? You know, he didn't walk with a limp, and you know, he didn't have that swag. So he didn't dress like I liked my men to dress, you know. And but then when I grew up, you know, and I changed my little silly ways, then I started to see my husband, you know, for the man that he was and for the man that he wanted to be to me, you know, in my life. And my husband said one day I told him he used to wear Polo green bottle. And he came pick me up for a date. Every time he would come pick me up, he would be covered in Polo green bottle. Have you ever smelled Polo green bottle?
Yeah, it's very traditional. I'll say that.
Yes, I hate it. And one day I was like, your cologne just drives me crazy. He's like, you don't like my cologne? Give me some new cologne. I wear whatever cologne you want me to wear. You don't like my clothes? My clothes is too dated for you. You know, my husband is not the same man that he was when we got married. He don't walk the same. He don't talk the same.
Right.
He don't dress the same. And I tell people all the time, he got the nerve to be bougie now. He does got the nerve to be bougie.
Right.
Don't tell somebody he don't wear no fragrances but Tom Ford. All I wear is Tom Ford. I'm like,
come on now. he is on it.
Yeah, so you know, it's about finding someone who loves you, who's going to respect you, who's going to treat you right, who you can have something in life with. And they may not necessarily, well, they may have 6-7 figures, but they may not, you know, they very well may not. And that's okay, you know?
Right.
So it's all about that fairy tale. We all want that thing, you know.
But I think that's the point of ultimately of what his message, which obviously is something that people take quite a bit of interest in because a lot of people watch it.
A lot of people.
So we just come to that point where it's like, you know, he's saying your point. There's only a certain number of people that will fit into that criteria that he talks about. And that means there's only a certain number of women that would have access to these people. Because at the end of the day, number one, women outweigh men in the population to start with. You know, so there's more women than men. So now you start talking about a very small select group of guys.
Right.
You know, which is, what is it, like less than 5%?
Yeah.
Or in that income bracket. So yeah, it's a reality. So, you know, but there's a lot of good guys that don't fall in that.
Now, someone asked, did I think that an average woman could get, did they say a rich man or a high value man? A rich man?
High value.
Oh, high value man. Oh, well, yeah, I absolutely think an average woman can get a high value man. Because people need to understand this high value thing. That's a major misconception. Like a high value man, a man's wallet does not determine whether or not he's high value, right?
Right.
So it plays a part in it, but it's much more about this man. You know, it's how he carries himself, it's how he behaves, you know, it's so much more than that. But as far as an average woman um marrying a rich man, now I do find that my husband has some friends who are, you know, up there,
Hmm.
and they typically do all of their wives or girlfriends, their girlfriends are like younger women, are, really pretty women. So
Hmm.
I feel like when a man has money, he has options,
He
and
does.
they typically do look to younger women, and also submission, because a man will pay a hefty price for submission, right? It's
Right.
always, and typically some men, they can get that from younger women because they're not like so set in their ways, and not like I'm making money too, and
Right.
but yeah, rich men do have a preference, but sometimes they mess around and they wait too long and they smack the wall, and they don't have a choice, right?
Right. I think that a lot of times they wait around because they have so many options. So
Right. Now,
it's
somebody
hard to really
said
settle down.
on here, Donald Trump claims to be rich, but in my eyes, he's not high value. I said that in a video too. I said there are some dope dealers out here making 6 and 8 figures, but they're
Right.
obviously not high value men, right? Because
Right.
they put on people poison, right? They're killing people. So high
Right.
value men, would not be responsible for nothing like that. So yeah. Soul Son said when a man is a man, he has options.
Yeah. Single
They
guys,
I
you
definitely.
know, single guys, they got options, man. Listen, it's that's what I said. That's one of those things. Sometimes I think some women make it too easy for these guys, though. Just being honest with you.
Oh, I know they do.
Yeah, make it a little too easy. I think high value. It could be kind of subjective to the individual person and what they consider high value. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
based on what his definition of high value is, then you know um, there are certain criteria for that. But again, people are different and they hold value to certain things. If you even think about the word value, people ascribe value to different things,
Different things.
you
Absolutely.
know, and it has a lot to do sometimes with what you may have been through. You may value certain things in a relationship more than somebody else.
Right.
So it's a kind of it's a very deep kind of conversation that you could get into.
Yeah. Um, Someone said, I agree, Kennedy. Some of them have no class, hood rich, and still have poor taste. Somebody says she have to learn the rich man lifestyle. I say this is another thing that I say as well. I'm like, there are a lot of women who are like, oh, I would love to have a rich man. I would love to have a man. There's a lot of responsibility that goes along with that. There's a lot of etiquette and things that come with that. There's
Right.
it's a lifestyle. It's an entire lifestyle. There are some things you're gonna have to do sometime when you don't want to do. You're gonna have to entertain folk at business meetings and business parties and
Yeah.
soirees and things when you ain't even in the mood for it. And yeah, it's a lifestyle. You definitely have to learn how to live that lifestyle. Like if you're not already, there, you
Right.
have already leveled up.
Like, look, this is one of those conversations, and I could tell just by us, kind of delving into it. You can tell that this is one of those conversations that you can really, you know, uh, look at different angles and really go deep into the
Yeah.
conversation, this particular conversation, because there are so many different views and perspectives that you can look at this from. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. Yeah,
A
I
lot
agree.
of different perspectives.
Well,
But
because
I
that's
think,
like how you said, he told her the right thing. And then I'm like, what was his delivery? And then, well, so yeah, there's so many different things that, because you know what my first thought was when this whole situation like blew up? She shouldn't have called in the first place. Like why would you call him? Like I'm
Right. Eva, you should call in.
what was that guy's name back in the day that used to prank people?
Ricky Smiley?
No, Steve, was it Steve O? I think it was Steve O. Was it him?
I'm not sure. I just know about Ricky Smiley and nephew Tommy.
Yeah, but that too. Like, I mean, why would you put yourself right in the position to be pranked? You know, you
Right.
showing up right there and think that it's gonna go well for you. It's not.
Eva, can you do me a favor, please?
Yes.
Can you call into the show, please?
Listen, I said one day I was gonna call in. My son was like, mm-mm.
Please do it. Please.
You know what? I would love to call into the show because I would like to ask him, like, why don't you focus on the healing aspect of it? Because that's my thing. It's like, I always want to focus on the healing aspect of it. I want us all to be whole. You know what I'm saying? And we can't get whole and we can't heal if we're constantly tearing each other down.
Right.
You know, women, we need to know what men expect from us. Men need to know what we expect from them, but we have to be more kind to each other at the end of the day.
Right.
You know? And I already had my run-in with him. I don't know if I've ever told you about it.
What happened?
He probably doesn't remember. He probably doesn't know it was me. It was like it was over 2 years ago. You laughing. I'm laying in bed one night and I'm scrolling on YouTube, right? And my husband's laying beside me, sleep, you know. And I'm scrolling and I see his live video pop up. This is like 2 years ago. He was sitting in an all white room. He had like this microphone thing sitting there. And as soon as I clicked on his live video, he said, and Black women sitting on the sofa eating bonbons and getting fat. I was like, huh? What did I just turn to? Because I liked his fragrance videos, right? And I was like, well, what happened? Like, I just, you know, I was used to seeing him sitting up there doing this. Because you know how he used to do that in his videos all the time.
You mean that?
Like, I like his fragrance videos. What happened? Yeah.
Listen, that's my guy, man.
But he said, so I said in the comment section, I said, well, what about Black men? And then he just went ham on me. He was like, listen, chick, Eva Monroe, look at you. You're fat. I can look at your thumbnail and tell you're fat. You're laying up there in the bed eating bonbons. You ain't got no husband. That's why you on my show right now. Because if you had a husband, you wouldn't be on YouTube. And I was like, if you would have seen the look on my face, like I was reading this like, oh my God, like he came for me so hard. And then I think he blocked me out because I could never respond because you know I was going where I was.
Wow.
I got
that's
my
crazy.
fingers. Yeah, he did. But you know what? It was my fault. Because why was I there in his show talking about some what about Black men? He wasn't talking to me. I'm laying in bed beside my husband. We know I ain't sitting up eating bonbons, maybe honey nut Cheerios, because I like to eat honey nut Cheerios at night. But he wasn't talking to me. So why was I commenting on this man's show? You know, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, so I got drugged. And that
let's address this, please.
You tickled to death.
Eva, let's address this, please. So you lay up in the bed late at night eating honey nut Cheerios?
I used to when I was having a fat girl moment. It was like 2 years ago. I was being wifey, you know, I was putting on weight. If you go back and look at some of my videos from 2 weeks ago, like you would just see my little round face. Yeah.
Well, you know what I like to know what my late night snack is a lot of times. I still like, no, not bonbon. I still like a good old fashioned PB&J, man.
Oh yeah, I like that every now and again. I sure do. Yeah.
That's like my go-to snack. My
Crunchy or
kids will.
creamy? I like
I
crunchy.
like the creamy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Doesn't like creamy, but yeah, I used to eat Honey Nut Cheerios, not bonbons though. He was accusing me of the wrong thing there, but yeah. So you know what? After that, I never rocked with him ever again, because
Wow.
I was like, wow, you don't know me, and to say that type of stuff about me, like my husband's right here,
Right.
like at that point in time, even though I was eating Honey Nut Cheerios in the bed, I was far from overweight, but it didn't
Right.
sit right with me, and I just stopped watching him. So women
Wow.
watch the show and they know that this is going to happen. They know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, like, and so they call in anyway, I guess, just hoping that they can get the next viral video.
Listen, that's one thing that I say all the time. Like nowadays, people will do anything for fame. Like
Anything, yeah,
people stage themselves falling off of stuff and running into stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's staged. Like
right,
some of the stuff that you look at, but they do it because they want to be a quick overnight sensation. So it is what it is.
everybody
Y-
wants
you know, you folks, like you said, folks don't have to call in there, but they know what may happen and what's probably going to happen if they call in. So they must want it.
Yeah, I feel like there are some women out here who need to hear from a man some things, right? I have some guys in my life, some guy friends who, hold my feet to the fire, who will tell me the truth about things, right? Um, but that man ain't on YouTube, and you've already heard the advice that this man has given. You already know he's gonna tell you you're a five. You already
Right,
know he's gonna tell you there's no way you could get a high value man. You already know these things. So why would you put yourself in that position? Find a fool, bump his head, right?
right.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Well, your comments is on fire, man."
Let's read some comments here.
They are funny.
If you don't believe you can attain what you want, man, job, etc., then you won't get to the level up. You believe, yeah,
Yeah,
believe that. You gotta, I once I realized that if I wanted whatever I wanted bad enough, I could have it. Then I
right.
was unstoppable. You know,
Absolutely.
he talks a lot about a lot of stuff I don't agree with. You know why I don't agree with it? Because I've been the exception to the rule. He talks about women hitting the wall. He talks about women marrying a high value man or a man with money having children.
Hmm.
Now, granted, my children were grown, when I married my husband, but by many people's standard, when I married my husband, I had long since hit the wall. But in my opinion, I don't see the damn wall. I mean, where's the wall at? Where is this wall?
Right.
When do you smack face first into this wall? That's what I want to know. So I don't believe that. I believe that whatever you make possible in your life can be possible. That's what I believe. But you gotta keep it real with yourself.
That's true.
You gotta
Like,
keep it real with yourself.
that part is very important.
Yeah. As my son or as them young folks say, you gotta keep it funky, right? Is that what they say?
Yeah, gotta keep it a buck, man.
Keep it a buck. There you
Yeah.
go. Absolutely.
We need to do a segment just on that, man.
On what? High value men
This
or
whole topic, yeah.
yeah, I know.
We need to do a segment on that.
We need to have some men call in so I can rate them. I said that in a video before. They ain't gonna call. You wouldn't dare do that, would you?
I'm calling.
Well, I said that in a video too. I said only 9s and 10s would call me. Only people that would call. I said 4s, 5s, 3s. They would never put themselves in that position.
Dad, somebody gonna call and say, Elfrida, you don't play with my frog.
Yeah, I can see you
Oh
calling
no,
the button.
you're gonna have some busters call.
My son said he don't say you gotta keep it funky. What do you say? My son tries to help me stay hip and cool, and he tells me stuff like, don't talk in what do you say? Don't talk in acronyms, right? Like sometimes I'll be like, well, IMO. He's like, yeah, don't do that. That's corny. I'm like, but people know what that means because that means in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that makes don't say that. Don't do that. Yeah,
Eva, you are funny, man.
Older, they're gonna keep you in check, and you're gonna think. I used to think I was a really cool mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so my son is in here. So I used to take my son to school or pick my son up from school on my motorcycle, right? I rode a crotch rocket. I had a Kawasaki back then. I had a Kawasaki 636 Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
So my son had a friend. His name was Jake, and his dad rode a Harley. And my son came home one day, and he was like, "Jake's dad is so cool." And I was like, "What's so cool about Jake's dad?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, he rides a motorcycle, and he's like, and I was like, "Am I cool?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Dude, I actually pick you up from school on how many moms in the school come pick their kids up on their crotch rocket?"
Right.
I didn't think I was cool. So
why not?
You know how your kids are. Your kids will never give you credit. They'll never give you your.
Yeah, they don't want to give us our props, right?
No, exactly. Never want to give you your props.
Shout out to Magic Man. He said, "I love both you guys, beautiful black people." Appreciate you, Doc.
Thank you, Magic Man.
And I want to send a shout out to Larry Walker too, because he said he liked popcorn. That's another one of my favorite snacks.
That's your late night snack?
Oh, I love popcorn, man.
You like kettle corn? I like kettle corn.
I can't stand kettle corn.
Really?
I don't like the sweet mixed with, this. I want popcorn. I like traditional popcorn,
Yeah. Yeah, I like kettle corn. Are you reading the comments?
Yeah, man.
Oh, my son said, "Mama, I'll be giving you your credit." Okay.
You said he doesn't.
I don't feel like he does all the time, but he said he'd be giving me my credit. He's coming home tomorrow. So we're actually going to do a video, Christmas cookies and cocktails. We're going to make some of my famous Christmas cookies and
really?
Cocktails. So.
My wife just said she loved, that's her type of lifestyle network. She said she loved kettle corn. You see her comment down there?
Oh, you said the light. Oh, yeah. Hey, wife. Yeah, I love kettle corn.
That stuff is the worst.
Really?
I don't like sweet, mixing sweet with the popcorn. It's a mental thing.
What makes it good, sweet and salty.
No. I can't do it, man. I gotta have just regular popcorn.
Yeah. Now, do you have all that? We have a actual like popcorn maker, like one of those like movie like type that has the bucket thing that drops it. So
I have to get one because that popcorn tastes 10 times better than microwave popcorn. Yeah. But right now that's all I have.
Now, when you get one of those, make sure you get all the little. I always buy all the little seasonings, and they have like white cheddar. They have a kettle seasoning, just regular cheddar, butter, the little, and you just sprinkle it on the popcorn. Man,
She said, "Darren, you better not pop no popcorn tonight. I hate the smell."
I do. I hear you, wifey. I do too.
She's a hater, man.
Burn it. Oh.
She hates on popcorn. I love popcorn. I had a bag of popcorn last night.
It stinks up the whole house. And then it stays in the whole house like all day. It's so hard to get it out.
Eva, what's your scent of the night? Somebody just asked that.
Lavender Extreme.
Oh, okay. She's wearing Lavender Extreme, and I'm wearing several things, but primarily a Zorro Wanted by Night.
A nice one.
Such a good fragrance. Such a good fragrance.
A show where women call in for advice.
Huh?
Yeah, I would do something like that. Someone asked, would I consider having a show where women can call in for advice? I would totally do that. Yeah, that would be.
So we need to go and put this in motion where we do this show where these guys call in and get rated. How about that?
We're going to do it. We're going to schedule that. Call in.
Call in. Let's take some callers.
You know what? We need to come on live and actually take calls. We could do that. That would be fun.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I've actually learned how to do that on Zoom where you can like let people call in. So I think that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's two of us. Two different, you know, they could get it from a man's point of view and then they could get it from a woman's point of view, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna rate people. I'm just kidding.
Rate nobody. I'm calling everybody 10s. You're all 10s in my opinion. I say you can be a 10, but if you got a nasty disposition,
yeah,
you know, you can be as fine as you want to be, then that automatically takes you right down to a 2, you know.
Right.
Nobody wants somebody with a nasty attitude, right?
Right. That I mean, again, look, that topic of conversation, we can really go in with that because I know a lot of women that settle for that because he's got a lot of money. Right. But we ain't gotta talk about that though. We don't have to talk about that.
We're going to schedule it though.
Yeah.
So we need to get off here. We done been on here for 2 hours.
We made it happen.
We did.
I told you, we just do our thing, man.
This was fun.
Absolutely.
Okay. So thank each and every last one of you for watching us, for
thank you guys
in tonight. I have to take the I did not put up an announcement. And I didn't even realize I didn't do that until this evening. I was like, I didn't let the people know we were coming on. So
right.
It's all good. I'll make sure that we do that. I put it up, post it, so everybody knows we're going to be here when we're going to be here. So again, thank y'all so much for watching.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys so much.
And make sure if y'all not subscribed to the Bowtie Fragrance Guys channel, y'all go right over right now.
Come check me out.
I will link his channel in the description box below. So good night, everyone.
Thank you, Miss the Eva Monroe.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much.
Look, it's not right if you don't put the in front of it.
You got to put the, because you know what? If you don't put the, then people start emailing me saying, did you know that you're a porn star? And I'm like, yeah, that's not me. Like, did you open the video? You know that's not me, right?
You funny.
No, I'm serious, because there is a Eva Monroe. People go to Google me, and then Eva Monroe pops up, and she has like written some books and done some movies.
Wow, that's crazy.
Honestly, will email me and be like, did you know that your name? And I'm like, yeah, but you know that's not me. So.
You know what? So, you know, it's good to get the backstories on stuff, because now I know why you stress. When you say, this is the, and you pause for a while, the Eva Monroe.
Not her.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. So good night, everyone.
Good night, guys. Y'all have a good one. Happy holidays. If we don't do this again before the Christmas holiday, have a Merry Christmas. If we don't do this before New Year, have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Y'all notice I didn't say New Year's.
Man.
You know, folks like to say, put the S on Happy New Year's.
Right.
No, it's 1 year.
Well, they might not see you for the next few years.
It's still, the regards, it's still only one Happy New Year.
Right.
Happy New Year.
And hopefully it will actually be a Happy New Year, right?
I got faith it will be.
I do too. 2021 is gonna be amazing. I'm ready for it.
Me too. It's
I'm
gonna be
coming out with
awesome.
all these new shoes I've been buying on quarantine. So, all right. Good night, everyone.
All right, y'all take it easy, man. Peace.